Take a deep breath. Feel that cool, crisp air filling your lungs? That simple, automatic act is courtesy of a thin, invisible blanket wrapped around our planet. We walk through it, we breathe it, and honestly, we completely ignore it. But what if, in the blink of an eye, it was just gone? No warning, no countdown, just poof. You might think we'd just suffocate, pass out, and that's the end of the story. A quick, quiet wrap-up. But buddy, you couldn't be more wrong. Suffocation is actually the least of your problems. Within seconds, the Earth you know and love would transform into a chaotic, boiling, freezing, radioactive wasteland. It is a transformation so violent, it looks more like a low-budget horror movie than a standard sci-fi flick. Imagine the sky turning pitch black in broad daylight. Imagine the oceans violently boiling while turning into solid ice. Imagine your own body swelling up like a balloon while you stand in absolute, haunting silence. Welcome back to Leo Monkey Explorer. Today, we are stripping Earth completely naked. Grab your spacesuits, because we are diving deep into the terrifying, mind-bending reality of what happens when our planet loses its atmosphere. The very first thing you would notice is not actually a gasping for air. It's the silence. A deep, heavy, unnatural silence. Sound waves, as we know, are just vibrations traveling through a physical medium. And on Earth, that medium is the air. Without those molecules, sound has no vehicle. It simply cannot travel. Imagine a massive, catastrophic volcanic eruption right next to you. A roaring jet engine taking off over your head. Or a heavy glass window shattering at your feet. You wouldn't hear a single thing. The world is now a silent movie. You could scream at the top of your lungs, and even the person standing right next to you would hear absolutely nothing. But you wouldn't be screaming for long because of what is happening inside your chest. Let's talk about your lungs. Your immediate instinct when the air vanishes would be to hold your breath. Keep the remaining oxygen locked inside, right? In this scenario, that instinct is a death sentence. Do not do that. In the vacuum of space, there is zero external atmospheric pressure. If you hold your breath, the air trapped inside your lungs would rapidly expand to fill the void, literally rupturing your delicate lung tissue. Even if you do the smart thing and exhale, you are still on a very short timer. Within 15 seconds, your brain runs out of oxygen, and you lose consciousness. Have you ever noticed that water boils much faster on top of a high mountain? That's because the atmospheric pressure is lower up there. The air isn't pressing down on the water's surface as hard, making it easier for liquid molecules to escape. Now, take away the atmosphere entirely, and atmospheric pressure drops to absolute zero. At this point, the boiling point of water drops so low. It falls way below your human body temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. Welcome to a phenomenon known as Ebullism. Any moisture on your body, the saliva on your tongue, the tears in your eyes, would instantly begin to boil. Fortunately, your blood wouldn't boil inside your veins because your circulatory system is kept pressurized by your heart. But you would bloat.
Isn't this funny?
The gases in your bodily fluids would expand, stretching your skin to twice its size. You'd look like a giant human balloon. It wouldn't explode. Thankfully, our skin is highly elastic, but it would be excruciatingly painful.
Okay, I think I'm okay now.
Meanwhile, look at our global oceans. Without any pressure holding them down, every ocean, lake, and puddle would start boiling furiously, covering the planet in a thick steam bath. But here's the twist. Boiling requires heat energy. As the water turns into vapor, it steals heat from the remaining liquid. This rapid evaporation would actually freeze the rest of the water. Within hours, our boiling oceans would turn into giant, planetary ice rinks. If you managed to survive all of this in a state-of-the-art spacesuit, you'd look up and think you'd been teleported to the moon.
Hello, Earthlings.
Normally, our sky is blue because of Rayleigh scattering, gases scattering blue light. Without gas, there is no scattering. The sky turns pitch black, even at high noon. You would see the sun not as a friendly yellow ball, but as a blindingly bright white circle, surrounded by stars in the middle of the day. But do not look directly at it. Without our ozone layer, the planet's natural SPF million sunscreen, you are exposed to raw solar radiation. Our atmosphere is a massive defensive shield. Without it, anyone left outside receives a lethal dose of radiation in minutes. Every plant on the surface is instantly sunburned to death, its DNA thoroughly shredded. And then, get ready for the thermal roller coaster. Our atmosphere acts like a cozy greenhouse. Without it, the daytime ground bakes to over 100 degrees Celsius, hot enough to boil water on the rocks. But the moment your side of the Earth rotates into the shadow, all that heat radiates back into space. The temperature plummets to minus 150 degrees Celsius.
No, not the ice.
No complex life can survive these daily 250-degree swings. If that's not enough to make you love the atmosphere, let's talk about space rocks. Millions of space debris and meteoroids enter our atmosphere every single day. Most are tiny, the size of a grain of sand or a pebble, traveling at cosmic speeds. Normally, the friction burns them up safely, and we call them shooting stars. We make a wish. But without an atmosphere, there is no friction, nothing to slow them down. Every single pebble-sized meteoroid would slam directly into the ground at full velocity. Walking outside would be like walking through a chaotic shooting gallery. These tiny space bullets would punch clean holes through buildings, vehicles, and anything else. Over time, the Earth would become as scarred and cratered as the moon. And the destruction wouldn't stop there. The atmosphere actually exerts a massive physical weight on our planet, about 10 metric tons of air pressing down on every single square meter. If you remove that weight instantly, the Earth's crust experiences a sudden release of pressure, potentially triggering unprecedented volcanic eruptions and catastrophic earthquakes worldwide. So, what is the ultimate fate of a naked Earth?
I've got it.
Over millions of years, the frozen oceans would slowly turn directly from ice into gas, and be swept away into the deep solar system by solar winds. Earth would become a dry, silent, radiation-baked rock, spinning quietly in the dark. The beautiful web of life, from the towering redwoods to the massive blue whales. And you and me would be nothing more than a vanished whisper in cosmic history.
Wow, look at that.
The only
go.
survivors?
We don't even know what's happening up here.
Perhaps some deep-sea extremophiles, microscopic bacteria living miles beneath the ocean floor, completely oblivious to the apocalypse above. It is so easy for us to look at the stars, the oceans, or the mountains and marvel at the beauty of our planet. But the next time you step outside, take a deep breath and appreciate the truly invisible hero of our story. Our atmosphere doesn't just give us the air we breathe. It sings our music. It paints our blue skies.
I got a big hug.
It shields us from cosmic bullets. And it hugs us in a warm, life-giving embrace.
Wow.
It is the thin blue line that stands between a vibrant, living world and the cold, dead vacuum of the cosmos. What part of this atmosphereless nightmare terrified you the most? Was it the boiling eyeballs or the silent meteor rain? Let us know in the comments below. If this journey made you appreciate your next breath a little bit more, please leave a like and subscribe to Leo Monkey Explorer. It helps our small channel stay alive, just like our atmosphere. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and keep breathing. See ya.